One of the make or break scenarios for a movie is whether its ultimate twist is shocking and effective in its narrative, whether the storytelling can manipulate you, can catch you so off guard that you couldn't believe what you were seeing. My father still talks about being in a packed theater during the screening of Gupt and people shouting the spoiler of the ultimate killer just for kicks. I remember first seeing the episode of The Red Wedding and being appalled on what streaming shows could pull off. My reaction and where I was is still vivid in my memory, which I believe is testament to the effectiveness of the twist. It just makes you have this out-of-body experience that is indescribable. I mean, I exactly know the pirated CD me and my brother bought as we saw Old Boy in the computer room. Yes, we used to call the room where the PC was the computer room, and being disgusted on what was being shown. Was this even legal? It's rather rich coming from a kid who just bought a pirated CD. I mean, come on, I'm sure all of you guys know where you were and what you felt when you saw Fight Club for the first time. The privilege of watching that film cold turkey without any context of the book or the storyline was genuinely a privilege. This video today, however, is about the instances where the formulation of the twist falls absolutely flat. The intention may have been to shock audiences, but it, as the title suggests, frustrated them. I think I've endless number of times ranted about movies like Ae Dil Hai Mushkil and The Reveal of the Moon, the absolute deranged acid trip that became the second half of Tere Ishq Mein, and the absolutely abysmal climax twist of Shaadi Mein Zaroor Aana, where a heartbroken Majnoo genuinely used the heartbreak as fuel to become a high-ranking officer, only to become a simp and go rushing back to her. So we will not be mentioning those three movies, which obviously unanimously annoyed viewers. Getting right into it, here is Tried&Refused Productions with 5 Bollywood movie plot twists that frustrated audiences. Gehraiyaan. A movie that split audiences upon its release with extremely varied and passionate opinions was the Shakun Batra directed film Gehraiyaan. I think this movie really suffered from tonal inconsistencies because the film, at least through its trailer, presented us a tale that may address toxic relationships, infidelity, and how individuals deal with such awkward and emotionally daunting situations. But there is a point in this movie where the film completely pivots into becoming a murder thriller. An affair where the sexual advances of a man towards his partner's cousin leads for a woman to give in because she is frustrated with the mediocrity of her long relationship. There is merit to the argument that just like Alisha, played by Deepika, was feeling stuck in her relationship, Zain, played by Siddhant Chaturvedi, constantly felt like Tia's family were doing him a favor, incessantly reminding him of the sacrifices they have made for him.
कहा तो एक assistant और अब देखो. Aren't you happy you met Tia?
So while he is with a girl who loves him dearly, he is part of a familial system where he feels like more of an employee rather than a son. Can I just say, however, that this movie really makes it tough to root for anyone, and I think that's why there are such active discussions regarding this movie. I could not empathize with Alisha's character barging into Zain's office demanding for answers of her yoga studio being shut, or landing up at his house to tell Tia the truth. She gives Zain an ultimatum to tell Tia about the affair, warning him that if he doesn't, she will.
जाके टिया को सच बता दो वरना मैं बता दूंगी.
But this was rather convenient from Deepika's character, as she didn't have the balls herself to come clean to Karan that she was cheating on. She wants to put the blame on Zain, but she is equally at fault for engaging in the affair while she was with a partner of 6 years. It is only fate or circumstances that lead to her past coming in front of her face, almost pushing her in a corner to come to terms with it when an old woman in the climax confronts her. So while apna Zain yacht se girke Abbas Mastan style mar gaya, Alisha very conveniently avoided any responsibility of consciously cheating on her boyfriend. The twist of Alisha catching Zain's WhatsApp, still actively talking to Tia, to genuinely seeing him attempt to poison her, for Zain to drown and die, for all of it to work conveniently in Alisha's favor while never revealing her cheating ways, made my blood boil.
औरत का चक्कर बाबू भैया, औरत का चक्कर बहुत बेकार होता है.
I guess that is also representative of life. Some just weasel their way to merely survive, while others have to repent and pay for their sins, even if it means death. I personally just got frustrated with the switch in this movie from a conflicting drama on infidelity to a murder mystery. Jaat. There is nothing more interesting than stepping in for a film for which you have zero expectations and the proceedings in the film develop in such a way that you are genuinely shocked and exclaim that this isn't all that bad.
Not bad, not bad.
This is exactly how I felt when I first stepped into the theatre for the Sunny Deol starrer Jaat.
Say sorry.
The movie was absolutely wild, hilarious, and a massy ride until the interval. A travelling man being annoyed that he was disturbed while he was peacefully eating his garam idlis.
मैं इडली खा रहा था.
The man is so annoyed that he believes that those who have inconvenienced him owe him an apology.
Sorry, boy.
The movie, at least in the first half, does not take itself seriously at all, and that is when it was its most entertaining self, going from one superior to the other demanding an apology until Sunny Deol reaches the ultimate boss, that was Randeep Hooda. This is where the movie and its quality absolutely nosedives. The movie from here is not only focusing on the police officers that are kept captive in Hooda's house, but extends to become a larger tale about a radioactive material called thorium and how it needs to be extracted. Rana Tunga, played by Randeep Hooda, being a key contributor in making the original inhabitants of the villages life hell. But if that wasn't all, Sunny Deol is revealed to be the ultimate hero from the Jaat regiment, Baldev Pratap Singh,
जलवा है हमारा,
easily eliminating Hooda in a terribly choreographed climax that ruined the otherwise intimidating build-up of Hooda as the antagonist. Whenever a movie in Hindi cinema casts a star in the leading role and things are going well in an understated fashion, just be assured कि climax में रायता फैलने वाला है. Because the producers, directors and stars even believe that there should be something big in the end of the film. Whether it is illogical is immaterial. It should just be warranted for the big screen. And the same fate was the situation with Jaat. A hilarious, self-aware and enjoyable first half just came crashing down to execute the same generic deadbeat tropes of commercial massy cinema.
Look at, yes, I think last week Jaat came and they've already announced Jaat 2.
Zero. If you want to talk about faithful, honest and true fans, it has to be the Shah Rukh Khan fans who stayed in the theatre till the end credits rolled for Zero. I mean, I genuinely think about the Godfather meme of
Look how they mess with my boy.
when I think about this film. This is a recurring problem that exists with Anand L. Rai directorial ventures. The man starts with a promising idea but then formulates such wild swings that you can't help but exclaim,
भाईजान कुछ ज्यादा नहीं हो गया ये? मतलब कुछ भी.
Baua and his escapades in Meerut were a lot of fun to sit through. His arguments with the family, his eager pursuit for the perfect bride, and just the sheer Hindi cinema fan in him bursting out as he shook a leg with Salman Khan or in the packed stalls for a Babita Kumari starrer. The proceedings in the first half were a really fun ride. However, the suspension of disbelief transitioned to sheer frustration in the second half. Anushka Sharma's performance as a NASA scientist with cerebral palsy was extremely distracting. The relationship with Baua seemed extremely implausible. The wedding jitters, of course, makes him a runaway groom. But this could still be interesting on how he rekindles this romance. But the wild swings are endless. Anand L. Rai makes Afia pregnant with Baua's child. Traveling to New York now, Baua is overwhelmed with emotions, running on the streets in his underwear. He still wants to redeem himself. The final clincher of making everyone facepalm was when Baua enlists in a program recruiting human volunteers to be sent to Mars on a rocket. I think I had almost hid my face in shame in theatres when this subplot was being taken seriously, with Baua bidding farewell in the rocket when just in the nick of time, Afia leaves her wedding to profess his love for this man, telling him that she will wait for him. I genuinely have not been so angry with the movie. I remember visibly raging in 2018 as I stepped out of the theatre, exclaiming,
ये सब क्या देखना पड़ रहा है?
Talaash. When I had asked people as a question on Instagram or X of which is a movie twist that genuinely frustrated you, I was shocked on how many people mentioned Talaash, a movie that I personally love and believe features one of Aamir Khan's best performances in Hindi cinema. I, upon rewatching the film, can still understand why people are slightly irritated with this movie, and I think it's because of the trope of cop-out in writing. Say if you're writing a screenplay of a thriller and find yourself in a roadblock, there are measures that can be used for convenience to get out of that pickle of a situation. Either it can be an observer who provides information randomly like Chelam sir in Family Man. Shrikant finds himself at multiple dead ends, but conveniently can always depend on Chelam sir. And the other most convenient trope is paranormal activity. I still believe that if the latter trope is not established well, it just seems like a lazy cop-out, but I think it was developed well in the movie versus catching the viewers off guard. The theme of the movie was to shed light on loss and how one processes it. A grieving couple becomes distant every day as they find themselves to be guilty of negligence when it comes to their late son. Rani Mukherjee's character often finds closure through the help of a medium that helps her communicate with her son. This is often dismissed by Aamir Khan as crazy behavior.
से बात करना चाहता है.
Shut up. Just shut up.
only for the realm beyond mortals to be his guiding light in solving the accident and death of a famous actor. I can actually understand both sides on how a pragmatic conclusion to the night of the murder and accident would have been ideal versus the spirit of Kareena Kapoor, who lost her life due to terrible men, almost like an avenging angel guiding Amir Khan's character, killing the perpetrator by causing a similar accident, and even saving Suri like a mermaid as having completed her job. The paranormal element almost became too convenient to come to the conclusion. The pivot the film took caught many off guard and frustrated them, but for a few, including myself, it somehow worked. For the closure Amir finally feels in the arms of his wife, breaking down, finally letting go of the guilt that consumed him, was emotionally immersive for me. I would love to know where you lie regarding the same. War. Imagine the Hrithik stan that you claim me to be, the guy who can see no wrong when it comes to Duggu. I was in the minority in 2019 who did not enjoy War starring Hrithik Roshan and Tiger Shroff. Hear me out. I like a good stylistic action film. If it has physically capable actors like Hrithik Roshan and Tiger at the helm of affairs, why not, man? Screw the raw secret agent plot. I was more interested in seeing both of them shake a leg on the dance floor. But there is a point where I had evolved from the 90s trope of plastic surgery solving everything. My cutoff point was Face Off and Govinda's movie Sandwich. उसके बाद से मैं ये नहीं मान सकता कि अपने पास ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी एम्प्लॉय हो गई है कि एक्टर्स का एग्जैक्ट रेप्लिका बन सकता है. I was invested in this storyline, I was hooked in the interesting dynamic between Kabir and Khalid, but the moment it was revealed that Rizwan Ilyasi has done a plastic surgery and is posing as Feroz contractor, and Khalid is not Khalid but Saurabh, all through advanced plastic surgery, I just gave up. Tiger put his best foot forward with his antagonist act, so much so that we actually missed him quite a bit in War 2.
Thanks. Love you.
But the twist was so 90s coded that I just could not get invested anymore in the proceedings in the climax, as Kabir comes out of nowhere after being poisoned. He actually knew that he will get poisoned because he noticed Khalid's weak spot with his eyesight was not consistent with Saurabh's movement, so he kept an antidote ready to not die while having consumed said poison. Wow! For a movie that looked so slick and stylish, I just could not get behind this trope being used as a clincher that will make the audience's jaws drop. I was in the minority of not being a fan of this twist in 2019, and when I revisited this film recently, the movie responsible for the BioRef spy universe eventually taking shape as an idea, I bet you'll appreciate the set pieces from it, but the twist will make you roll your eyes. Well, in hindsight, if War 2 was so bad, War to genuinely masterpiece hi lagegi. I would love to know what you feel about it. It'll be interesting to know why it worked for some of you. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below of which are some twists in movies that really did not work for you and actually frustrated you. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.